Well, good morning and welcome to CityLine. It is great to be in your home. We are live every Thursday morning, and this morning is August 15th. We have a wonderful hour ahead of us. Later on in this segment, we'll be talking with, the Benevolent Society. The Slavonian Hall is here to talk about a festival they have called Canoba. And you're going to find out what Canoba means later on, and they also brought some really yummy pastries you get to watch us eat on air. And then the Pierce Conservation District is here to talk about the efforts that they are making here in our city. And also we get to find out some wonderful things about orcas that you may not have known. And then Tacoma Art Museum is here to talk about a feast of art this fall. And of course, you have to have been hiding underneath a rock not to know that Bart Simpson has invaded Tacoma Art Museum, so we'll talk more about that. And then with me right now is Gene Anderson, and he is here to talk about the Point Defiance Marina. And Gene, you are the Point Defiance Marina Administrative and Program Assistant. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you back on the show, and your blue matches your eyes perfectly.
Thank you.
Did you plan that?
No.
No, okay, there we go. So we were talking before the cameras went on about Point Defiance, the summertime, and the park marina. And it is a place that's hopping right now. And it continues to hop long after summer ends. Let's kind of talk about some of those year-round opportunities that we can experience at Point Defiance Marina for folks who think that there's an end date to this.
Sure. Each season is beautiful
Yeah.
at the park. Fall's coming up, and we're excited for that. But right now, we're finishing up our kayak rentals. That runs through September 2nd. And then if we have some decent weekend weather, occasionally we take it on through September. Once that's done, Outdoor Adventures through Tacoma Nature Center, they have opportunities for kayak lessons and outings that people can get involved in. Then the next thing is, for those that don't like to paddle, is our outboard boats and motors.
Yes.
Paddling's either you do or you don't.
That's right. There's no in between, is there?
But right now we have our boats and motors available. They're 9.9 motors, so you don't need a boater's card. And they're $110 a day or $85 for 3 hours. But in October, on the 1st, we dropped them down to $70 for the full day. So discounted rate. So if there's some nice weather, opportunities to get out, that's usually when you can see the whales, the orcas, the humpbacks, those kinds of things. It's an opportunity to get out on the water with boats and motors.
Absolutely. You know, and if you're somebody that, like myself, that spends a lot of time down at the marina, and I look at those boats, I often think, I would love to own a boat. Then I think, maybe not, but I certainly would like the opportunity to go out on a boat more often. And of course, Metro Parks thinks of everything, so there you have it. So having all the fun of boating without ongoing costs and maintaining your own awesome resource. There is also another opportunity down there, and that's fishing. And I grew up fishing, but I'm finding that fishing sometimes can be a lost art. So leave it to Metro Parks to slide in there with fishing classes.
Sure. We love to be able to introduce people to that, both with our pier and then our rental boats. And then obviously we have tenants that store their boats at the marina and other people who use our boat launch. So we have the opportunity to teach people to do that through our classes. I have a class coming up on September 7th. It's a Saturday morning, and it's for both fresh and saltwater fishing. So we don't even teach just what's in the bay there, but what other opportunities are available for people to do fishing. We also have a swap meet coming up, so I'll plug that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's on October 5th, and at the end of the season, it's a good time for our tenants to kind of clean out their lockers, or people to think about what they need for the fall. So we have boating, fishing, and then other kinds of swap meet items that are available on October 5th from 10 to 3. Then last but not least, the marina's always open. We have bait, fuel, and the things that are needed, food, but we also have a staff there so that if you forgot something or if you need some assistance with what you need for fishing, our staff are doing instructional and opportunities for letting people know what they need.
I love that. You know, I have to admit, it's been a couple of years since I've been down into the boathouse area. I usually just sit in my car and wait for the Vashon ferry to show up. So what else will I find if I decide to get out of my car and pop in there and walk along the shore? Because there's been a lot of activity along that shore.
Well, you have a lot with Dune Park. You have a lot with
Yes.
Wilson Way to walk over, and then you can head through the Pagoda Gardens and down to the marina, and then the promenade walk that takes you all the way down to Owens Beach. But inside the marina is the bait and tackle and all the amenities that you need for fishing and boating, but also there's souvenirs, memorabilia, and a great opportunity to get gifts for people who love those kinds of things, both in Puget Sound and Tacoma waterfront. So we work hard to provide a little taste of Tacoma in our tackle shop.
You absolutely do. So let's talk about a Discover Pass. First off,
Okay.
what is a Discover Pass, and then do I need it for Point Defiance parking?
Well, many people that come to the marina don't realize what licenses and things that we need. So we're a full service license for Washington State Department of Fisheries. So you can get your fishing, your shellfish, your hunting licenses together there, but also you can get discovery passes. And discovery passes aren't required for metro parks, but they are for state parks and for recreational lands in state lands. So people can get that at a one-stop shopping opportunity.
Okay, so I'm going to put a prediction out there. What's next? Driver's licenses. Metro
Soon.
Parks does everything.
No, it's actually boating license.
Boating license.
And we do that.
I love that. Okay, so we have boat rentals, we have shopping, fishing classes, the marina swap, which I think is such a great idea. I mean, you could probably get some really wonderful equipment that somebody has just outgrown for that upcoming little fisher person in your family. So what other things, if that's not enough, should we be flagging our calendar for?
Well, fall is when the squid start showing up.
Oh, yeah.
So squid season brings a good taste of culture. Lots of different communities and individuals come down that enjoy that. You get to see people who make their own jigs and really get into the art of doing that. But we have a derby coming up on November 9th, sponsored by the Boat Top Shop and Danielson Fishing Company. And we have a full pier of people. We put the lights out that night, and it's beautiful because it's dark and you get to see the lights over Puget Sound and the ferry crossing that's all lit up. And we have a 2-hour derby, and then we weigh in our squid. And then just prior to that, we do squid classes. We have a class on October 19th, and then we have one on December 7th. And we bring people in for a couple hours in the tackle shop first to learn how to do squid fishing, to talk about recipes, cleaning, cooking, those kinds of things. And then we send them out on the pier and give them an opportunity to catch some squid so that they can get geared up for the derby.
Jean, I am sitting here gobsmacked because I never really thought about catching a squid. I love to look at them, and I certainly love to eat them when they're at a restaurant, calamari. But I have never really thought. About catching a squid. How do you catch a squid?
What's done with a jig? It's almost like winding in some seaweed on the end of the
I was
line.
going to say, because
There's not a whole lot of fight. There's not a lot of action or energy in that. It's more about finding them and being successful at hooking some and bringing them in and having them squirting some ink at you, and then putting them in a bucket and preparing them.
I love that. So is there a limit on how many squid you can catch?
There is.
Okay.
It's 5 quarts, 10 gallons, or 10 pounds is the most. But most of our people there aren't for the limit. They're about getting what they need and, just enjoying the social aspects of
Now,
it.
I bet you there's probably even like a Facebook club for this, squid catchers.
There are Washington Squid Fishing.
See? Okay.
There's a Facebook site, and then obviously we're doing a lot on our Facebook site to promote and say they're here, they're not here, they're at Les Davis, they're at Redondo.
That's amazing. Like I said, I don't know. My brain never went over to fishing for squid. My brain is programmed for oysters, salmon, halibut, clams, gooey ducks, all of that. But I never really thought about squid. Now we know. Okay, so the marina has provided a ton of opportunities for us to connect, grow together, explore the Puget Sound, rent an outboard motor. Let's see what else. Take fishing lessons, squid lessons. But then there are some also opportunities that Metro Parks is known for in terms of kids learning to play and grow this summer, which is so important. Summertime goes by so fast. summer break is not what it was when we had summer break. I swear it was really 3 months, not just 6 weeks. So you have something called Sails and Trails. Tell us about that.
It's super fun. We just finished it. See the bags under
I
my
see
eyes
that.
and the tan skin.
Well, yeah, I noticed how tan
When
you
you're
are.
with 11 to 15-year-olds, it's a full day of energy. But we partner with Tacoma Youth Marine Center and Foss Seaport Center, and our kids start the day at the marina. They do fishing on the pier, and then we split them up into groups. They go hiking in the park, so they get to use the different trails. They hike to Dune Park. They do the slides off Wilson Way down into the parking lot. And then we have a series of other hikes that they do. Then they come back for lunch at the marina, and then
Nice.
we transport them to the Foss waterway, where they go to the Tacoma Youth Marine Center, and they learn either sailing or kayaking there. And then on one day a week, we take them to the Foss Seaport Waterway Center, and that's where they do the marine education piece, so that we can teach them about the environment and caring for the waters and those kinds of things. And then on our way back, obviously stop at the stormwater treatment, which is unique to Point Defiance Park. It's beautiful, aesthetic, and done in a very natural way. So we give them the opportunity to hear about stormwater and how they can impact and infect the environment.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what age is this for?
11 to 15. So
So
it's
it's
a
past
perfect
my
age.
age.
You know, we have tons of parents that come and they're like, is there a camp for that? Like me?
Oh, Sarah, I mean, I'm sitting here going, okay, I want to sign up for this camp. This is fabulous. And then on average, how many kids participate?
We have 22 a week. We'll
Wow.
probably boost that up a little bit next year, because we're having waiting lists, and
I was gonna say.
we don't like to keep people from being part of the camp. Just a real quick hint, parents that have kids in camp can pick them up and stay and fish a little bit more and do some of the things that their kids are learning.
That's right. See, there's plenty of opportunity for all ages.
And then come back and practice over the weekend.
There we go.
you know?
That's it. So let's kind of recap here, because it's almost time for us to say
Okay.
goodbye. So we've got registration for the kayak classes beginning in November. They're open August 19th. Pre-registration's required.
Yes.
And these classes fill up fast, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
Kyle does those out of the Nature Center, and he does an amazing job with those, as well as the outings.
All right. And then lastly, let's talk about beach cleanup
Yes.
for people who want to volunteer real quickly and clean up a beach.
Yes, third Saturday of every month. Typically, we start at Point Defiance Marina, 9 till noon.
Okay.
And all people are welcome, usually a family kind of thing, or somebody needing to do some community service or give back. And then we tie that into coastal cleanup in September,
Oh, nice.
so that we're seeing some impact on a larger scale.
I love that. Okay, who do we need to thank?
Oh, all the volunteers that come and help us, people that put on the classes, people that help with the beach cleanups and help us to be a clean marina, our tenants for being there at the marina and supporting us on a daily basis, and then most importantly, our sponsors.
Oh, thank you. And I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
You make this, there's so many things that go on at the marina, but you sit here cool, calm, and just reel it off like it's a grocery list. So thank you.
Thank
and
you.
all of your team for all the wonderful opportunities you provide us for. And let's get you back on the comfy couch soon. I want to hear about those kayaking classes.
Polar bear plunge in January.
That's it. Okay, we'll have a view from the Jack Wilson walkway on
Here we
that
go.
point. All right. Thank you so much, Gene.
You bet.
When we come back, Tacoma Art Museum will be in the house. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.